My name is Ceci Pelaez, and I'm currently a student at Miami-Dade College pursuing a bachelor's degree in special education. Being a teacher has been a lifelong dream of mine, and now I can finally say that I'm on my way. Let me begin by sharing a little bit about myself and how I arrived at this point in my college career. I come from a long line of educators. My mother, my aunts, and many of my uncles were also educators. From as far as I can remember, I knew that one day I too would follow in their footsteps and become a teacher. Before coming to the United States from Cuba, my mother graduated from the Normal School of Education. Sadly, she was never afforded time to recertify her credentials. Instead, she worked very hard so that her daughters could have the opportunity to attain a college education, to reach the American dream. My first grade teacher was one of my early role models. I remember her encouragement when I needed a helping hand. I loved school and everything related to it, but school would not be easy for me. My outlets became performing, and thanks to the teachers that recognized this, I was able to develop my self-esteem, regardless of the struggles I had in school. Dancing gave me the freedom from the confines of the traditional classroom, and I was most happiest when I was performing. School was the means to the end for me, and if I wanted to dance, then I also had to study. As time passed, school did not become any easier for me. I was born before Gardner's philosophy on multiple intelligences could ever be applied to my own schooling, so I continued to struggle. The middle and the high school years were the most difficult for me. I never felt I reached my fullest potential. I was so glad to graduate on June 10, 1983. The summer following my high school graduation, I met my husband, Pedro. We were married the 24th of November, 1984. This year, we'll be celebrating our 22nd wedding anniversary. And 5 years later, we had 3 beautiful daughters, Leslie, Dottie, and Tessie. Attending college was impossible for me. I was so busy with those 3 little girls. Instead, I stayed home and I took care of them. My daughters became my first students, and together we have wonderful memories to cherish forever. Together we learned about ourselves and our wonderful world. There was so much to learn. As a Girl Scout leader, I developed many qualities of a good teacher. I remember having to learn many new skills so that I could teach the girls. Time continued to pass, and college would have to wait. The girls were growing so fast, and I just loved watching them grow. When I wasn't scouting, I was busy being a parent volunteer. Each year that passed, my desire to become a teacher became greater. But again, the time was still not right for me. I was too busy with the girls. They still needed so much of me. Our lives were filled with ballet, softball, cheerleading, band practice, choir. But my college, well, that was not included. So I continued to play teacher. I filled my time with scouting and volunteering. When I was a child, I knew that school was the means to dance. Now, scouting and volunteering were the means to teaching. I knew that one day the time would come for me to go back to school and realize that dream. Now, that time has finally come. I was finally going to be a teacher. It was time to begin the journey. I was going to learn how to master the art of teaching. The girls were growing up, and it seemed like the best time for me to go back and start my college education. The many hours of volunteering had molded me and shaped me to recognize that teaching was my passion. In the fall of 2001, I returned to college and started my journey into becoming a teacher. One thing that was different, well, my little students, they became my teachers. They were the source of my strength and my inspiration. Everyone in my family has contributed to my success. My husband Pedro made it possible for me to raise our girls, and now he continues to support and motivate me. My family has helped me achieve many successes, but none has been greater than that of being loved by them. The poet Robert Frost once wrote, "I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference." Indeed, it has been a long road for me, but in the end, I will surmount, and I will succeed. I